Hey everyone, Morey here for another quarterback breakdown. This is going to be for Dan Marino. Recently got a request to do Dan Marino. I thought that would be a good idea, so we're making the breakdown here. The unfortunate thing about doing the older quarterbacks is just harder to find good quality video. So I apologize beforehand about any type of quality issues that you see within the video, but we could still see some good stuff, and I think it'll be a valuable breakdown for everybody. Okay, so what Dan Marino does, what Dan Marino kind of brought to the table is a very, very fast release, which was something that was pretty new. And if we looked, and this is really a good angle here, is we could see a couple things that he does that is very, very unique. And the primary thing is that he does a good job of not getting into, and we could look at other angles as well, but you could still see it from the front. He doesn't get into a lot of extension in his back. Okay, so when he's coming through, he gets to this kind of range here. He doesn't necessarily go back into that 90-90 position. He kind of has kind of a different way of loading there. But when he transitions forward, he is going to really go more of a side bend first to make it so he doesn't get into a lot of extension. And then he's going to rotate from there. And this rotation is really where he gets all of that power from. So you can see he ends up in a very different position than a lot of quarterbacks do. Very bent over to the side. And then very much on the left leg. He has a lot of force on his left leg. And so both of those are really different things that you see with the kind of early side bend, as well as ending up really far leaned over. Okay, this is a one where he just drills it. Again, I apologize for any quality issues, but what he does is you can see he does a good job of getting those hips to really open up and drive the throw without getting into too much extension. So a lot of times what will happen is if you get your hips that far ahead, the ball will get too far behind you, and you'll end up really getting your back in not a good position. But because he does that early side bend where he leans over to the side and then rotates from there, he's able to really negate that, and also it makes it so he could really have a really fast release. So it's something to really think about as a quarterback. If you're trying to improve your release, maybe getting to a side bend a little bit earlier within the throw will make it so then you can start bringing that arm forward, because a lot of times that comes from a lack of shoulder range of motion, and really Dan probably had some shoulder range of motion. It wasn't perfect in your shoulder range of motion. Basically everybody is, but because of that, it seemed like he was able to compensate and make it so his throw was one of the fast releases, at least at the time, for any quarterback. So definitely an interesting thing to see. You could also see that he has kind of a baseball pitcher type of finish, and that's he still does a good job of getting that arm kind of straight through and really flipping that hand over, but he kind of leans over the side a little bit with that right leg. And I think what really helps out with the baseball style finish is that baseball players are really good at being stable on that front left leg, and so you could tell how strong he is there and how stable he feels there, which is a very, very positive thing to do as a quarterback. You have to be stable within that front leg if you're going to have very much success. Okay, here's the last one where you could again see that rotation, those hips. There it's coming through, and he does still a good job pushing off that back leg, but then rotation of the hips. And again, the way that he doesn't make it so he gets into too much side bending here is he kind of leans over to the side during it, and then a large amount of rotation afterwards. This is more of a deep ball, so he had to release it a little bit earlier, but still was able to see really the rotation that he's able to generate in the lower body, as well as the stability that he's able to create within the left leg. And yeah, I think he had a strong arm or strong shoulder and strong muscles within the mid back, but I don't think that was really the big thing that made it so he had as much arm strength as he did. I think it's really his ability to rotate the way that he did and sync that up with his upper body as well as he was able to. So and just another example of somebody that really was considered to have a lot of arm power and arm strength when, his ball came out really hard, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he had a ton of overall arm strength. It was really just a very, very efficient with how he moved his body, more so than any shoulder strength. There's probably guys that are playing in the NFL now that have more shoulder strength than he does, but couldn't throw it the way that he could throw it. So really, it's about body efficiency. It's being able to time up when you're rotating in the hips, when you're rotating in the core, and when you're releasing the ball with the arm. If those aren't coordinated correctly, then you're not going to have the power, you're not going to have the accuracy, you're just going to struggle as a quarterback. So really trying to time those up and focusing on how to get the right rotation, the right areas, and also be very stable on that left leg is really the key to make it so you're a great quarterback. So, yeah, another great breakdown here today. Let me know if you have any questions. You can email me at Morey, M-O-R-E-Y, at yourperformancelab.com. Check out our other YouTube videos. We have breakdowns of quarterbacks, pitchers, speed breakdown. We have different exercises. We want to just provide as much value as we can on YouTube for you, as well as check out our website and our membership page. The membership page will give you different type of information for how to get faster, how to throw harder, how to resist injuries. Again, has a whole set of exercises. Really, really cool thing. For anybody, I really am spending a lot of time to build it out and make it into, again, a very valuable asset for any type of athlete. So check that out. Let me know what you think. Again, the email is Morey, M-O-R-E-Y, at yourperformancelab.com. We'll send out these breakdowns every Wednesday and Saturday. Thanks, and looking forward to hearing from you.